Hi,
How are
Rachel.
you? I feel like we've chatted before. Have I?
No, maybe it's just a
You
Rachel
were
thing.
maybe I've just literally seen you online before. I do get confused that way. Nice to
But
meet you, Rachel.
if you have, that makes my little millennial heart very happy because I grew up watching your comedies. And
Thank
I
you.
do think it's you are kind of the master of like the rom-com it girl, and that like she's not like the typical character. And I think it's really
Thank you
fascinating
for
to kind of
that.
see how you tackle them. Of course. And I think with this movie, especially, it's it's her own version of Eat, Pray, Love without saying that in the movie. And I kind of like her journey we go on. And so what drew you into the script and made you want to be a part of this movie in the first place?
I'm lucky enough that I was part of its idea and inception. I got to work with Erin Tran Donahue, and we together assembled the pieces, and then she wrote the fantastic screenplay that is our movie. But okay, wait, tell me the first part of your question again. What made me want to do it? I mean, I guess I
Yeah.
was there from the beginning. I guess I'm lucky enough that my first movie for Netflix, Love Guaranteed, did pretty good, and I I knew that I had a window to maybe be lucky enough to work with them again. I knew Netflix was looking for something in the travel arena because we were coming out of COVID. And I loved the idea of a story of, not just people coming together, in a romance, but a whole group of people having this big adventure from all different walks of life for different reasons. So that's what the big appeal was to me.
And I think comedy is not easy. And I think that's kind of like the misconception that like comedy and even to an extent rom-coms are easier movies to make, but they're not because you can tell something isn't genuine in them. And I think what makes your work stand out is that like you can always tell that you're coming from a genuine place. And so what is it
Thank
about like
you.
this genre that really kind of attracts you to these movies and makes you want to like just live in that rom-com comedy space versus like harder hitting dramas and things like that?
Sure, sure. This is where my personal frequency I just feel like sits the best. It's the kind of content that I seek out. This and I watch too much unscripted TV. Um,
Same. So you're in good company.
I can't. Sometimes I don't know why I love it. I can't help it. So I both love the genre, and I think that true fans should be the one populating the genre. And I think that if I had to take a macro view of why I get to play in this arena, is that I think that I'm decent at representing the cynic, and the cynic deserves a place and a voice in a movie that asks you to really believe a lot of kind of fantastical things. You have to give cynicism a voice, otherwise, it doesn't feel like you have anything really to hold on to. That's my best guess as to why I get to continue in this genre.
Listen, unscripted TV is great. I'm
Yes, it
doing this
is.
because I'm going to the RuPaul finale. So it's
I
like my whole face is because I'm going there.
am
So I
beside
under
myself with jealousy. Have the
I
best time,
understand. I
and don't
will.
shout because I can tell you're losing your voice already.
This was from Star Wars Celebration, but I will. I
Worth
won't
it.
shout. But this it is just like I don't know this genre. It's so exciting for me that it's kind of coming back in the way that it is because I think we kind of went away from the like typical rom-coms where we get like a celebrity we know and love in the starring role, and it faded out, and like now we're back and they're bringing people like you back into the rom-coms, which is like I said, I'm a millennial. That those were the movies we had when we were in the early 2000s. And so what do you hope this kind of like rom-com renaissance brings for like new fans of the genre who maybe didn't see movies that like were really kind of the cream of the crop from like the 2000s or even the 90s?
What would I have to say to them? Thank you for, again, to bring it back to cynicism, I would say thank you for being people who have every right to be cynical and instead turning your face toward the sun, as it were. That's what I see, what we're creating as a soft landing, as a place that lifts up your heart instead of, pulls it down. And yeah, that's why I love it.
Thank you so much for talking with me today. As a Rachel, and my name is Rachel Leishman. So growing up, I got a lot of like
We're basically related.
I got a lot of the like, oh, you remind me of Rachael Leigh Cook. I was like, no, it's just that my name and hers are like not that far apart. But thank you so
I
much for
love
talking
that.
with me today. Can't wait for
Thank
people to
you, Rachel Leishman. You're wonderful. Have so much fun at RuPaul's.
thanks. Have a great one.